Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and you're watching another video on the MercedUI library. So in the last video, we saw how to create a component using just the basics. Now we're going to start using some of those extra features that you've learned to know and love when using things like React or Angular or Vue, which is like props and reactive data and whatnot. So first, let's do props. Props is pretty straightforward. Again, when you do your builder function, the builder function always gets past the state object first, and then the props second. So I don't have to really think about what they are at the moment. I just have to just pass them in. So what if I did this instead? Hello. Okay, and then we'll just do the props object, and we'll assume that we're gonna have a props called user. Okay, I save that. So I don't have to change anything as far as the code for the component. The component, I already built it to capture all the properties on that element pretty much when it's created. So there's a props object that's available. Like I could literally grab the element and then go element.props and find that object. But now watch this. I'll go back to that first one. User equals Steve. And again, since they're both using the same builder function, they're both going to have access to that. So user equals Joe. Okay. Essentially what's going to happen is that once this component gets created, it grabs any attributes it has, generates an object where the key would be user and the value would be Steve. And now you have access to that object because it passes it into the builder function. So now when I go back and I re-render it, hello Steve, hello Joe. So you have props. You don't even have to think about it. Okay, props. It's just there. Okay. Cool. Now what happens if I don't define my props? I'm going to get an undefined because it's looking for that prop. So if I just did that, watch, one of them will say undefined because there is no props dot user because I never defined one. Okay, not the end of the world. Cool. Now state. Okay, let's go back to our object here, state. If I want to use state, I do need to have data in the state. So let's say my initial state is we have a property called hello in our state, and it equals hello you. So basically it'll be hello you. So instead of using props.user, I'm going to use state.hello. Okay, because it's going to pass in this object when this builder function is run. Okay, and that's going to work the same for both of them. Save. Because again, they're both being passed the same state. So, yeah, that should just work out of the get-go because we have the state. The state now has the property, and we refer to it in the template. So now the prop won't be used, so you won't see the prop there anymore. It'll just say hello you, hello you, hello you. Now the beauty of state when you use React or other libraries is that when you change the state, the component automatically updates. The way you do that, kind of like in React, you have a set state function. Here there's a set state function which you can use. So how do you use that? Well, there's a couple different ways we can do this. Okay, the simplest way is just to actually go in your JavaScript. So here I'm going to say this is no longer the component definition. I'm going to go grab the element. Okay, so I'm going to do document.query selector. Okay, and then we're going to select the component, the element that's named test. There's only one, so it'll just grab that one. Easy. And let me save it in a variable called const test1 equals. Cool. Okay, so now that I have that variable, I can access it. Easy peasy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a button. And that button's going to have an onClick event. And I just use test1 because test1 is the first element that we just put in a variable. It has a function called setState, so test1.setState, and then here we just pass in a new object to replace the old object. So it'd be hello I changed. Cool. Oh, I need to close the button. Click me. And slash button. Cool. Let's save. And let's go back here. Refresh. So they both start off with the same state. But if I click this, see, it only changes the first one because I'm only changing the state of the first instance. But the minute I change the state, it automatically re-rendered. Basically, when you use that setState function, all it's doing is replacing the state object and then running that builder function again. And then, ba-da! You don't have to think about it. Okay, so it works. Okay, what's also really cool is global state, but I'll show you that in the next video.